I am so happy to be at my friend Laura's place again. It's such a milestone getting here, and I felt so great about yesterday's ride. I wasn't expecting to make it all the way here last night, 60 kilometers, and it did. And I just feel like I can really make it to Vancouver now, which is wonderful. Laura stepped out for a minute, and I asked her if I could show her some of her paintings to post on my YouTube channel. She says perfectly fine, so I'm gonna take this chance to do just that. Okay, this is my friend Laura's place. She stepped out for a moment and said it was perfectly fine if I showed off her paintings. Um, this first one here is a beautiful winter landscape. This beautiful Russian-looking woman and these strange fruits in a tree with blossoms, like seeds for life. And they're everywhere in this tree. And she has her hands at her heart. She reminds me a bit of a Canadian flag. And personally, I see myself in it, and the dog, and the landscape. Just look at that masterful, the colors. This next one, one thing I love about her work is I see, even though she didn't know me when she painted these, and how would she, I see the women I've known in my own lifetime. I see familiar faces, like I've met these people. They're my sisters and they're my friends. They're women I've met out when I'm skating. This reminds me of a woman I know from skating. Look at this wonderful, like, harp. And these mermaids, and often they're wonderful icons and symbols wrapped around characters' hands. This mermaid has this translucent body and this masterful work of light down here. It's just gorgeous. She tells me for her male characters, she'll model Paul Newman, I think. For Poseidon, she always has this Poseidon, Paul Newman thing going on. And her snails are wonderful. She tells me she painted these before the Avatar film came out. And I think that's interesting that they're there. They remind me of that. There's an angelic woman up here. And oh, there's a name on this clock. Fitzroy, which was a ghost that a relative used to claim they spoke to or they saw before dying. So she put it in the clock. Isn't that cool? So that's Poseidon. It's a character, one of her big subjects. Oh, and all these details, like, what is this strange stuff? It's just gorgeous. Here's another one, I believe Poseidon again. And not only does she make these beautiful paintings, but she made this frame. And she made this frame of Poseidon again up here. This is Poseidon. Isn't that just remarkable? What I love so much about visiting my friend Laura is I honestly feel like I'm in a romantic film about the Impressionists, and we're all getting together and talking about art, talking about spirituality, talking about our influences, which it's so hard to find a like-minded soul. It might sound a little arrogant, but it really feels like meetings of great minds. And it's so rare to meet somebody who has so much genius inside of them. I love this one. It reminds me of my sister. And it's just beautiful. The water up here in this one, if you're familiar with Turner, I think it would blow one of my favorite painters away, Turner, an 18th century, 1800 painter. He's known for lights on landscape, on water like that. And this was the idea of a god and a mermaid kind of like a spiritual classism, taboo relationship. The details. Where does it all come from? It reminds me of the Garden of Pleasures, or Earthly Delights, or an Usher painting, or something. There's so many hidden details and meanings. And just look at this. It's just very, very, very lovely. She said it was alright if I went in her bedroom to show off. Now, she told me that during the World War II, that Hitler sent people looking for the three mystics, and they were people that 300-year-olds. They were hundreds of years old, three of them, and they lived in the Himalayas, and they knew all the secrets and wisdom of mankind. And she painted this, the three mystics in the Himalayas. I just love that. Oh, this is one of my all-time favorites. It's like a Sleeping Beauty. And, like, look at this wild stuff. There's this beautiful woman encased in glass with these tentacles in her body. And, oh my gosh. And this strange landscape in the back. It truly is brilliant. It's a self-portrait and her, someone from her past. They are neat. In here, she has her stained glass. Again, she made this stained glass. It's one of Poseidon again. She made that stained glass all herself and painted Poseidon in it. Isn't that gorgeous? It blows me away. It's just the level that she's creating on. That's the most beautiful thing. That's all stained glass. My gosh. She's ever talented. Last year when I met her, she only had prints, and I had only seen her prints. She has the originals here now, and they're just breathtaking. They really are something. Oh, I'm so happy. Happy to have such an inspired friend. Yeah. She just ran out to some errands. I'm gonna catch up a few hours of sleep and then hang out.